Hello. Is someone there? Yes, I came by to ask if there was anything you needed. I cannot offer you anything extravagant, not like before, but I'm here to provide you with anything in my capacity. I appreciate the offer, but I need nothing. Being allowed to stay at night is more than enough. Do you work here in the mansion? Yes, indeed I do. I've been here for a very, very long time. A very long time? Eons you cannot even begin to imagine. You might think it's an odd question, but have we met before? In a different life? It's gonna be the weirdest thing ever. Like, the whole reincarnation thing is only to this, like, this lady, honestly. This other version of, no, someone else who's exactly the same name as Michelle, honestly. Both are the Michelle we're playing as and this Michelle are two completely different people who look exactly the same. Whether that's literally based on the witch, honestly, I'm really messing with Giselle, honestly, the entire time, or not, then who boy. I also just realized that through the entire story that I'm even going on the whole fact that Giselle is showing us all these different doors, honestly, for Michelle to remember himself, whether in any of these doors, honestly, and thinking like this version of him, it could have been like him so he can actually remember himself, but none of them really were from the sounds of it. They never were. But there's also the whole thing of the unreliable narrator, when you can tell that she's obviously relating all these stories to him as it goes on, and she's been making changes, honestly. Like, a lot of these scenes or stuff are extended, or like things are like what really happened. And now my first thought, honestly, was that the witch Morgana actually like made a sort of visage of Giselle that talked to Mel, honestly, after like he ran out into the rain. But now is a part of me that in each one of these stories, like, Giselle did something that she regrets not doing, or literally because of her own grief, she literally just watched things happen. And when telling all these stories back to Michelle, is trying to stay true to what really happened, but at the same time trying to make herself look better. Which is definitely an interesting way how to frame all these stories, honestly. I mean, she didn't even appear in like much in this story or the last one. It kind of just feels probably maybe she didn't even bother trying to help out with what was going on because she was like stuck, honestly, and waiting for the real Michelle to return, and maybe didn't really care all that too much. It's definitely interesting to frame it like that. Have we met before? Something about you seems familiar. What's different about this conversation? And I get the feeling I've been in this mansion before. Yeah, this is definitely just designed to just mess with Giselle's head even more. Thank you, Morgana. Oh yeah, before I forget, I can't believe it, but literally after recording and editing the last episode and getting it uploaded, literally just after all of that was said and done, I only then just realized I named every single title of every episode to be the House of Fata Morgana instead of in. And that literally just, I can't believe I made the typo for who knows how long. I said the name correctly in the first few episodes so often, I didn't even connect. Yay. Well, but I'm wondering why it's called In the House of Fata Morgana. So, like, the mansion itself is literally just a figment of her itself, instead of it belongs to her, of. The wording is very, very precise. It has to be important. And I get the feeling that I've been in this mansion before. Yes, we have met, getting hopes up. It's quite some time ago, though. When was it? Centuries. It was an unimaginably long time ago. Do you remember a boy and girl with flaxen hair? Flaxen hair? Oh yeah, like this is before revealed that she was definitely blind though too. So Flaxen hair? What color is that? If, like, she was born blind, right? I think that's what it was? This would be made blind, right? I apologize. My memory fails me. Do you not remember me either? And, like, oh my god, and, like, if she was, like, born blind, this Michelle, like, she's just being polite through all these weird questions that Giselle's throwing at her. Like, don't you remember this, milady? Don't you remember this? I cannot fucking see. No, my memory fails me. Sorry about that. Do you not remember me either? I was afraid of this. She doesn't remember anything this time either. But I will not be so pushy this time. I cannot bear to be so blatantly rejected again. I see. You should probably not push yourself to remember then. There were joyous times, and there were less than joyous times. But would you be so kind as to answer one question? The one and only pushy question here. What might your name be? My name? My name is... Michelle. Why here, red eyes and the same Michelle? Like another L and E. Why must she continue to bring me this pain? Why can you not set me free as you're supposed to? I see. So you're Michelle again. No. You're forgetting the invisible L and E. You're missing those two letters. Again? You should get some rest. I'll make tea for you in the morning. The tea. Also... Go on. Close your eyes. It will all be a dream and you will not remember any of this. Ooh, the magical twiddly fingers. Ooh, magic. Ooh. The white-haired girl lay so quietly in her bed I could not tell whether she was asleep or awake. Even the sound of her breathing was too faint to hear. Standing over her, looking down at her, the locked-away despair and walls of lamentation I bought myself, no longer capable, came coming back to the surface. But can you honestly blame me? I've been waiting for Michelle for so long. Yeah, like, again, this entire whole thing, like, everything makes sense and it's understandable why you did this or did that. Like, even in terms of inaction, honestly. Like, if, so much time has honestly passed in isolation and loneliness, and it'll definitely get to your own head. Plus, this is to say the circumstances are definitely abnormal. Yeah. She was the one thing holding me up. She was the only thing keeping my broken self from falling apart completely. Yet she claimed not to remember me. She had a faint wisp of a memory, but nothing else. Did you pity her, having to go through tragedy after tragedy? But every time she showed up, she said she did not know me, bringing me more and more grief. I have been waiting for hundreds of years. Waiting for so long, my mind slipping away with every passing day. Waiting and waiting and wait. Oh, my apologies. You really need a vent. I have to be careful or I'll slip back to what I was then. If you weren't here holding my hand now, Tell me, you are Michelle, aren't you? Please don't tell me this is all a dream, she's thinking. That's a relief to hear. Man, we can't even speak in the door, the dreamlike door reality. Ah. I'm wondering actually now, like, there's of course, like, magic and, like, supernatural stuff, like, obviously, so, like, everything doesn't really need to have 100% rules, but now I'm just, like, part of me is also just wondering that if, like, Giselle was showing Michelle everything, like, that, you know, she wanted him to see, then why was he able to, like, look straight off to the distance away from where Giselle was pointing him as, like, these two on the beach right here, oh, these two an outsider and a villager are making friends, this is definitely important. My god. I guess you could say it's, like, literally just Michelle, like, instinctively, like, trying to look for what's really going on, the truth, because definitely that door is the one that's laden the most with falsehoods, honestly. Which, again, makes sense because literally under the rule, honestly, of both Morgana and, like, being kind of forced to be Yukimaza's master. She tried to downplay like who Yukimaza was until the very end, and by extension downplay her actions in it all too. So yeah, that's relief to hear. Yes, thank you. I'm all right. Do you think I'm as muddled as I feel? Okay, let's return to the tale then. You don't know what it feels like. You know how much it hurts for someone you waited so long for to say they don't know you. You have no idea how much it crushes me. Rather than feel like this anymore, maybe I should just end it all with my own hands. Oh my god, how long has it been since you last tried that too, and that didn't work? I reached my hands out toward her slender neck. Oh, that way. Oh, Jesus. I was not an especially strong woman, but I thought even I would be able to suffocate her with relative ease. Oh, is that whole scene involving, what was it? Holy shit, like, there was a whole scene with the beast, honestly, Yukimaza, like, strangling her, right? Was it actually... Oh. Oh, shit. What, did you somehow disguise your voice or something? She was blind at that, so she wouldn't be able to run. However, that was the one thing I couldn't bring myself to do. Okay then, so it was Yukimaza, honestly. Just, the brief thought came to mind, but still. I can't do it. Yukimaza, take over for me. I ran and I ran and I ran, though I knew I had nowhere to run, plunging myself into the mansion's darkness. I did not want to be there any longer. I did not want to have anything to do with her. But being an inhuman inhabitant of the house, I could not close my eyes or plug my ears to what happened within its walls, as much as I may have wanted to. It didn't matter where I was. I had no say in the matter. I was forced to observe the events until their tragic conclusion. Twisted, bloody madness. The wretched wails creating a whirlwind of misery. When it was all over, Morgana cackled like a little girl. Well, she's enjoying it all. At least someone's happy. Yeah, get out of your system. Go on, you have a laugh too, my dear. What is there to laugh at? There's no clown nearby. There's nothing in the world better than this. He was a beast through and through. Monsters, woo, wee-oh, ayoy. Oh, and what a fool he was to think he could become human. Well, huh. Well, I guess there's it just becomes even, like, more muddled, honestly, to me, like, how to think of that story a tiny bit. Since, we're kind of shown, like, now that he definitely was very, very much more sadistic enough. So, don't even quite know how to even interpret that, actually, with him trying to be like him more human, yet him immediately just following along into his baseline murderous and blood spilling instincts and all that. It's not even a whole thing of, like, again, of, like, animals like doing something for survival, self-defense, or like for food. Honestly, it's a different thing entirely. Yeah. I love it. He destroyed everything he had with his own hands. Oh, we already seem to head to after him. He killed his last girlfriend and everything. Then could even manage to mourn for it. Quite the unfortunate fate, wouldn't you say? Go on, laugh with me. Laugh, I say. Laugh, chortle, trickle, laugh! Laugh with me, my darling devoted Giselle. Who's Giselle? I'm a maid. Michelle is dead too, though. Oh, you're worried about that tiny little detail. She'll show up again, of course. Another 2 centuries time. So you don't need to worry about a thing. You don't need to feel bad about any of this carnage. Rest easy, my darling devoted Giselle. If you say so. Is there actually a secret door that happens in between, like in the 1800s? Because, like, what was it? Yeah. Oh my god, am I forgetting the time span just in case? Like, the whole thing with, man, I just had a random thought that, oh, of course, that of course, that, the third door honestly takes place in 1900s, and there's just a random weird spot in the 1800s, but, man, Just like skipping over an actual another door, honestly. But I honestly thought this would be like getting close to the end, but there's several more doors, so I'm just wondering how much more there is. Well, I guess there's a door as well from figuring out maybe what's going on with Michel himself, and also what led to him being crucified, unless again, like when we saw him actually die in his real, I guess, first form we saw of him. He literally, that's when he was crucified, his dead body anyway. If you say so, then I shall not be concerned. Yes, that's good. Laugh. Laugh, my dear. Stockholm Syndrome. Gaslighting. Going all the way from 1707 to 1863. Well, it's definitely close to 1900s, but still. I apologize for making you listen to my dreadful stories for so long. Don't be. You need a long therapy session. A very, very, very long one. You must be quite weary of them now. But worry not, for this is the last one that we know of. And despite being the end, it is neither dramatic nor exciting. You just watch it all happen. It was a single phrase, the most insignificant of things, that caused me to completely lose myself and forget I had, long ago, been the woman called Giselle. There was no malice in it. It was but a simple greeting. Dun 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 dun. That's the other song I actually like a lot from this. It's really good. It's catchy. Dun 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 me. It's great. Do you remember how the first time she arrived, Michelle said I had a particular presence about me? She felt something there between us. Now, oh, is this where we learned that the whole thing with Maria and that weird message in the basement? Honestly, did she said it was in her handwriting or something similar? So, she felt there was something between us. Second time, she said something about me being familiar. She didn't remember why, but her soul recognized the bonds we shared across time, space, and whatever dimensional time recreational time hoppings. So since the next time she showed up, she would feel something even stronger. Or perhaps even have her memories. Despite having been let down again and again, I still held on to the faintest glimmer of hope. But when she appeared, she was someone else's wife. Hey, head maid. Get out of here. I'm right here, sir. Something the matter? I figure you should get to know her as soon as possible, since you'll be spending a lot of time looking after her. Yeah, get out of here. Christ, there's not a goddamn confident bone in your body, is there? The same old person. I'm sorry, I'll be right out. The first thing she said when she saw me was, "It's a pleasure to meet you." It's a pleasure to meet you. What had I spent all that time waiting for? It was all for naught. It was all meaningless. In this era, she felt nothing at all for me. And that definitely makes sense for why the entirety door 3, even though you said before you could have helped out with the last two doors if you had hindsight, even though the problem was completely in reach, honestly, here all you had to do was talk to Jacopo, honestly. Yeah, you're just completely out of it by that point. That was the one thing I kept wondering, honestly, the entire time. Why didn't she help out or, was there or did more, honestly? It all makes sense now. In retrospect, it makes enough sense. But for me, at the time, that was the end. Morgana! Morgana! Cast me to darkness! Make me a formless being like you! I don't want to be here another second! I don't look at her ever again! Morgana! Morgana! Please listen to me! I'm begging you! Now, what's the matter, my dear? Just transport her into the purgatory just to have a one-on-one talk this time instead. It's not like you to throw a tantrum. I can't take it anymore. I can't do this. Michelle again? Oh, you poor, poor thing. Betrayed 3 times now, by me no less. Morgana. Oh, you pitiful girl. Don't groan like you've been having a bad dream, my dear. I am here for you. Technically not really. You've been gone for centuries at a time, leaving us in complete isolation and loneliness. Laughing in misfortune. Please, Morgana, erase me from existence. But if you go away, then I'll be all alone. I can't have that. That'd be absolutely dreadful. But I... Tell me, what torments you, my dear? What? Michelle, who I've been waiting on for so long, doesn't... Oh, you poor thing. That's your catchphrase now, isn't it? You spent so long riding the currents of time that you lost sight of yourself. What? You've convinced yourself that someone else's story is your own. Someone else's? Yes, indeed. It was such a beautifully tragic tale you fell in love with it. It resonates so deep with you that you felt their pain as if it were your own. That's called empathy. What are you talking about? I want to tell you, my dear, but you're so convinced it actually happened to you that I couldn't bring myself to take it away. Then what about Michelle? She isn't the one you're waiting for. And you're not hers either. Then what about Giselle? That's not your name. Then who am I? Your name is Maid. Who are you? Oh, that's a very silly question. You're this mansion's cursed witch. I'm the witch? Yay, again, gaslighting. Woohoo! Pop the confetti, like, we're here, we made it. We all made it. We crossed the finish line. That you are, says the witch. It's still just so funny, just like, the witch, Morgana, says, you are the real witch here. Oh my god. Just reminds again of like all those like admittedly like cliched like tropes and like apocalypse stories, stuff like that, like just saying like maybe we were the real monsters all along, which yeah, honestly, like unashamedly unabashed, I kind of like those stories a lot. I like a lot of those pretentious stories, like just like reevaluate like I guess morality in a sense, even like if people even just watching it happen and like even indulging in a tiny bit, even if, you know, it doesn't even really it's not a moral failing, honestly, to enjoy a tragedy if it's not real or fake, if it's fake, honestly. But it's still interesting nonetheless. Like some of my favorite games, honestly, and stories, like just go to a pretentious route. Oh, but a real for another example, a real pretentious story which kind of goes into that bit is funny games. Like man, that's pretentious and kind of like difficult to watch and boring as all hell, but Jesus Christ, it's actually it's really fun to think and talk about. That you are. You're both the maid and the witch. It's a dual role purpose. But how do you truly believe that someone who has eternal life, who doesn't bleed when they cut, and who can smile no matter what happens to her, isn't a witch? All those memes of people screaming witch are now searing right into my skull. How much of Giselle's memories do you actually possess, my dear? How clearly can you remember her life? You can't, can you? Because it's been centuries. Wow, it's almost like time dulls the pain. Not entirely, but even the memories start fading, obscuring into existence. You don't know what kind of story Giselle and Michelle wove. And you wouldn't, because you were merely an onlooker, much like you are now for this present tale. And by contrast, how much of the witch's story do you know? You should know it very well. Yes, but that's because you... No, my telling it to you is not the reason. The details are rooted deep within your memory. Even before I told you, it was always in you, my dear. Just me telling you the story itself actually secretly unlocked this memory deep inside you. Definitely not me creating a new memory by telling you the story. Definitely not, definitely not, definitely not, definitely not. How many times more can I say definitely not before it sears right into them? Then I'm... It's like being slowly goddamn fucking brainwashed. That's right. You're the cursed witch Morgana. But who are you then? My name's Fata, don't you know? I am you. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. You split into two because you refused to accept who you were. Think about it. Have I ever shown myself to you? Have I ever shown myself to anybody? Like, even if this is all true, I'm just gonna, like, be in denial to the very end. For sanity's sake. That's why. I am the witch? That you are. I see, it all makes sense now. Everything is falling into place. There's one thing I still don't understand, though. This story I was so enamored with, Giselle's and Michelle's story. What kind of story was it? I would be glad to tell you. You look like you're ready to know the truth. I believed every word she said. All my worries melted away like they were nothing. Oh, did actually, like, Morgana feed the fake story, honestly, with the death touch, actually? Huh. The sight of the white-haired girl no longer kicked up waves in my heart. In fact, I found myself wishing for her to find happiness. I was just an observer, watching and hoping for the best. The tragedy that did befell her did sadden me, but I felt bad for her like I would a character in a story. Yeah. Ah, yes, there's some pictogram. It's a great visual, honestly, and symbol for the story. Just the entire time while the Giselle knows the truth, he's like, Master, I'm more tea. I'll let this all get sorted out, honestly. I'm not here. I'm the real witch, honestly. I can't stop this. This is what I want, right? I brought you your medicine, Master. Oh yeah, after you got shot. Thank you. Just set it down over there. Yes? What are you staring at? My apologies. There's something musing about how much time has passed. I can hardly believe it's been 40 years since you were a bright young businessman. Oh, this is way after everything in the door then. And you haven't aged a day. Why, thank you. I moisturize. I am a witch after all. Well, I don't much care for what you are. You could be the Grim Reaper for all I care. You still work harder than anyone else. May I ask you a question, Master? What is it? Why have you not returned to your homeland? I thought it was a place quite dear to you. I can't wait for her back there. Do you still believe she'll return? To a degree, I understand how difficult it can be to wait. Though for me, waiting now brings more joy than pain. With your lifespan, Master, it will be the pain that wins out. Perhaps you should consider letting go. Tell me, was her name really Michelle? L.E.? Why, yes, it most certainly was. But why would you ask such a thing? Have you forgotten your own wife's name? You've waited so long that it would seem, like me, some parties begun to break down. You poor, poor man. You know, you look a whole lot more pitiful than me. Oh my! Oh, there you are! What has you such a flurry, my dear? You're a noble servant. You must maintain your composure at all times. But the master! What about him? He was found deceased in his chambers. Did he kill himself? The letter just came out. He said it was ailment. It would seem the master knew his time was short, for he left a will, asking not to be given a funeral. I see. I feel kind of bad for him, though. Not only did he have anyone aside for his final moments, he didn't want to be sent off at all. Isn't that sad? It is for the best. There's not a single soul in this world left who could send him off. With your era drawn to an end, this mansion will soon return to existing nowhere in this world. I wonder what the next one will look like. Oh, so it's not even just like the mansion literally just decided after the tale is done, just boop out of existence and just goes into purgatory for a century, then boop back right into place. Honestly, like nothing ever happened. That's just funny. Just imagine like some person walking through the forest, honestly, like normally on a daily stroll. They've been doing it for like decades, honestly. Like yesterday they went through that same exact trail and like, what a great little coastal countryside this is. All the blooming trees and the falling leaves and the autumn in the air. Next day, like, what the fuck? How'd the house get there? I wonder if misfortune will befall her once more. That'd be quite regrettable. Perhaps if I could convince her of her tragic fate, she would be willing to disappear from this realm with me. And if she wishes to fight that fate, perhaps she will become my next master. Calling her master seems inappropriate, but I cannot think of a word that fits better. I eagerly await the next era. Please do not keep me waiting for long, master. So they skipped over that weird thing with the writing in the floor in the cellar then. It's probably definitely gonna come up in a different thing. It's like that, like Emma, while everything else is slowly kind of being answered, even though it seems like it's near a climax, like that detail, that one detail is the thing that rabbles everything. Once more, the fourth act starts right now. Time pressed onward, and then, at long last, you arrived. And that's where we here are now. Oh, you're a ghost. Oh, splendid. You've finally awoken. Has been waiting so long for this moment. Tending to the mansion all by my lonesome, ensuring it's ready for your return, master, what time may be. When I saw you through the window, my heart fluttered. The time had finally arrived. Oh my. You don't know who I am? Do you not know who you are either? That is quite a predicament. Then, how about this? I'm a servant in this mansion, and as such, I'm familiar with the many incidents that have taken place here. I shall show you the history of this house, master. Let us be off then, hand in hand, and fear not. I merely entreat you not to let go of my hand. Should you hold it tightly, you need not worry about being washed away by the waves of history. Like, literally just a wisp of himself. If, like, this is definitely not her going crazy, honestly. No matter what happens, you mustn't let go of my hand. I even realized how, big, long her hair is. Like, man. No matter what happens, no matter what you see, never again let go of this hand. That is everything. Not everything, but you know. I prepared a number of things to say when she was finished with her tale, but I can't manage to put any of them into words. I almost hate myself for thinking it would be so easy. Yeah, that's what I was screaming about before, even before when she was talking about, like, when she got assaulted. Yeah. Like, it was kind of easier to be on your side a tiny bit after that whole thing was done and we went through what was going on with her. Like, that would help her out probably a bit more. But, like, yeah, again, still, it's that whole thing of, like, having her forced to relive all that of, her original life. Yeah, that was where most of my grievances lied, honestly. For letting myself hope I could simply pull her back to her old self, accept whatever had happened to her, take her hand in mine, and that would solve everything. The truth is so much worse than I imagined, so much more harrowing. She was subjected to not only to her own terrible fate, but every single one of this house's tragedies. The tales she told me are things she witnessed with her own eyes, but I thought that was kind of obvious. She was there. She saw it all. She even said that in the story. How can I possibly blame her for forgetting me? For forgetting herself? There's so many hundreds of years. No, I should be... Why? Why didn't you come for me? Why couldn't I have returned before she was so far gone? Why'd you show up now? Giselle. Because you opened the door to my memories, I now remember everything. But I didn't want to remember. I didn't want to be reminded of all these empty years. Of all the people passed on, leaving me behind. Of you who refused to show up no matter how much I begged. I'm not the Giselle you knew anymore. I may have my memories, but I cannot go back to that time. My hands are stained with blood, my soul's worn thin. The girl who would laugh the simplest things, who would tell silly jokes and wasn't afraid to speak her mind. She doesn't exist anymore. That Giselle is dead. How can you say I'm the same girl? How can you say I feel the same way I did? You're not the same person per se, but it's still you. How can you be so sure that even now, I still love you? Can you deny the possibility that I no longer yearn for you? For the white-haired girl? Can you deny the possibility that my love for you is transformed into hate? She brings her hands up toward my throat, and I make no attempt to move at her away. When her fingers brush against my skin, they feel as frigid as death itself. Far colder than anything I've felt from her thus far. If she were to wrap her hands around my neck, she wouldn't have to squeeze to stop me from breathing. This is the fork in our road. Like, you're that much in the cusp, honestly. The second, like, she actually decides to even slightly do it, that's it. Your visage is now not forever. This is the fork in our road. One word will decide everything. I don't have much time. Oh, so this is where the timing thing comes into play. For no particular reason. Yes. My god. Oh my dear god. I don't have much time. Timer mode activated. I had to say something before the cold robbed me of my voice. Deny it? What? I wanted to deny it. What? Okay, that was fast, but like, the deny option? But she may have forgotten me, but what she felt still remains, as evident by attraction to the white-haired girl, and many physical similarities to me. Yeah, there was that, plus the whole thing with him hold on to my hand the entire time, but like, wow, out of all the choices on us right there, just flat out deny was just like, what? To me. Her feelings are still there. I sincerely believe that. But her arctic gaze caused me to waver for the briefest moment. Perhaps I only want to deny it for my own selfish reasons. It was only a few short seconds, and now snuffed out of existence. But those seconds decided it all. Farewell, Michelle. Bye. She slides her slender fingers on my neck, then gently shoves me back. Giselle! I'm falling, sinking into my own darkness. I reach my hand out, but I cannot grasp anything. Her hand, the one I held for all this time, is so far away. I try to shout, but nothing comes out. I can neither answer her original question, nor say her name. Down and down, into the infinite void. Darkness consumes everything. My voice, my hands, my very being, and her gaze. My consciousness slips away. Why? Why did I hesitate? Why? Why, player? Why did you hesitate? Just because deny was like, I thought there was more choices, but like, what? I wish I could have at least told you that I still loved you, even if you did not love me. Back to main menu, or is the game gonna crash like others? I'm assuming this is the bad ending, yeah. I wonder actually if there were like other, like, what was it? If you didn't choose to go into like every off the beaten path of between every door, would you even got to this point of like getting her to remember a lot of things? Are you really sure you really wanted to let him go? Yes, I'm sure. I see. I don't think I'll ever understand. If I hate someone, you chain them down and torture them for all eternity. It was a perfect opportunity to trap his soul. I do not hate him. Oh, is that so, my dear? After everything you said, I simply assumed. I could never come to hate him. Could never want to see him dead or tortured. Oh, then why'd you say what you did? I don't think you understand. Probably not. Immediately. Not particularly interested in understanding either. Doesn't matter what happened in the interim. In the end, nothing's changed, has it, my dear? You are still my darling, devoted maid. Without time, you will once again forget your name. What a wonderful world this is. Giant letters, bad end. Oh yeah, ending 4, moment of hesitation, yeah. Or like, oh, I can't remember if we even got like other different endings. I don't think we got any other endings, but can't tell like this is the, like, technically the first possible ending, and like ending 1 goes to I guess the quote unquote, like, I'm not even gonna say good, but the, I guess, true ending, I guess. But yeah, I all this opening, this definitely all reminds me of like we're going straight to the main menu. I don't have much time. I gotta answer before I hesitate for too long. I had to say something before the cold robs my voice. Deny everything. Of course I'll deny it. While I was floating in the darkness, I heard a voice. Regrettably, it took me far too long to realize that it was your voice crying for help, calling for me. You may have lost your hold on your old self, but somewhere deep down you kept calling for me, which is how I found my way here. I refuse to believe that isn't real. I refuse to stomp on a love that survived for hundreds of years. By all means, hate me. That's how you feel, and it's how you feel. I don't care if you spit bile at me for the rest of eternity. I will not let go of this hand. Because you asked me not to. I could kill you right now. If that's what you want, then go right ahead. But I'll fight you with all I got. Giselle, I've missed you too much to lose you again. I don't care if it makes you despise me. I don't care if you think I'm being inconsiderate. I want to save you. But I'm not the Giselle you once knew. I'm an abomination. My mind and body are twisted beyond recognition. The monster beast metaphor coming in. I'm a disgusting monster. The woman you fell in love with doesn't exist anymore. So just forget about me. You were the one who should be saved, set free from me. You look the same to me. Different outfit, though. Your manner of speaking, your temperament, your physical appearance may have all changed, but you're still the same Giselle I love. You should never have done anything for a foolish girl like me. You gave me your life to save mine, and I hated you for that. Never once considered how you felt with those knights pointing your blades at you, or what drove you to allow me to live. I should have, but I didn't. I was the one who trusted that witch, and yet I complained when you never showed up. I unfairly resented you for it. I'm a horribly self-centered person. You just needed someone to blame, honestly. And you couldn't really blame or vent, like, I guess, you could have blamed Morgana, but at a certain point, let's just say if you be in there, like, an abusive person's roof for a while, you then, like, that's the only thing you hear about, and then it's just sticking to your skin. And that's how a lot of insecurities come out. You'd be so better off with someone pure and unburdened with all this nasty suspicion and doubt and animosity. You'd be so much happier with someone like her. Sal. You've been paying attention, haven't you? You were there for all the tales I told you. For everything that's happened up to this moment. So you should just know how lonesome alone I am. Too weak to even keep herself together. No, Giselle. I'm nothing compared to her. Giselle! See? You haven't changed one bit. You still get louder and louder the more you lose your temper. Why do you feel the need to compare yourself to her? Because she's a better match for you. Giselle, I want you to listen very carefully to what I'm about to say. I'm so sorry for keeping you waiting. And I want you to believe me here when I say that I dearly missed you from the bottom of my heart. I wanted you back, and that has not changed. Believe me. I love you. I missed you so much, too. She leaps into my arms, and she's just as cold as ever. Her warmth-deprived body feels the embodiment of all my mistakes. I wrap my arms around her, immediately filled with unparalleled relief. Even as she sobs into my chest, her body cold as ice. She hugs too hard, and then that's the same as Lily casting me again. My god. And then... oh shit, the hug was too hard! The darkness parts. Oh dang, we finally opened the windows. We're in the tower? We are, once more, atop the observation tower. It's still shrouded in a miasma of shadows, but we're back in the mansion now. We've emerged from the darkness in our heart. Michelle? Yes? I'm sorry. For what? I never should have erased you from my memories. Yours are the memories I need to hold on to tightest. Well, again, it makes sense. Like, I keep saying it again, like, it's been centuries, honestly, and I didn't even really know if he would even really come back, so, yes, again. It just comes to a certain point that you probably should just cut your losses and move on, honestly. And while it definitely did turn out well in the end, like, yeah, I was so glad to hear you say you still loved me, and you're learning the truth about me. Thank you so much. I'm incredibly relieved. As I watched, it felt like you were slipping farther and farther away from me, Giselle. It terrified me. Maybe makes me a coward, or pitiful, but I was truly afraid of you coming to hate me. I would never hate you, Michelle. Ever. Thank you. We must leave this place. What? It's been my home all my life. What do you mean leave? There's a world out there? It would not be wise for us to remain here long. The air is still thick with darkness. Let's go into another door and live out life there. But the front door won't open. Sledgehammer. If we could get out from somewhere, what happened to us? We finally found each other again after so long. I want to share a quiet, modest life with you like before. What if it all disappears when we step outside? After all, we are... She doesn't finish, but I feel like I know what she was gonna say. We're different now. She stepped far outside the bounds of mortality. I was gonna say, if you were gonna say morality, I was gonna fucking, like, bash your head in, like, Jesus Christ. Even when she says, like, a whole thing of blood on her hands, like, even though literally it happened, she dismembered bodies, honestly, not murder or anything like that. It's like almost... And again, I was about to say something in Higurashi, again, of, yeah, okay, well, slight spoilers, I guess, because, like, honestly, I just want to talk about that a bit. I'm not even gonna say any names. Like, there's a whole, like, small thing of, like, one character killing another. Again, not saying any names, and... like, we kind of learned from them that they kind of, like, they really regretted it. And then there was other story involving someone who literally, like, even though they didn't do anything morally wrong, like they were the reason that quote unquote led them to their death, or like they had the opportunity to stop or do anything differently, and still they put the blame on themselves. I actually do like how the series kind of like goes in different folds of that, honestly. Even going the whole, I guess, metaphor things outside of one's control. It's interesting. He stepped far out to the bounds of mortality, and the same could be said of me. I am, the man known as Michelle is, long since dead. So we gotta come up with new names for each other now? The mansion itself does not follow the rules of nature either. It follows the laws of nurture instead. As beings no longer possession of their proper forms, stepping outside these walls could very well mean the end of us. I can't say what might lie in store, but we must return. Even though by staying here, we could be together for all time? I don't imagine that'll be a very happy life. There's no sun here, no chirping birds, no trees or breeze or rustle of leaves. If we stay here, nothingness will eat away at us. We have finally retained our old selves. We need to take action now, while we can. What if I say I want to stay here? Then I'll drag you out. It's almost like we switched places. Back then it was you who wanted to stay. It's also kind of funny hearing you speak favorably of the outside. Especially the sun. The sunburns. The deadly sunburns. The words, "That's all thanks to you," are my lips. Before I could say them, I find myself hypnotized by her smile. That smile has picked me up so many times. She claims it's only her only redeeming feature. If she didn't have it, my life would have gone in a very different direction. I'm grateful to have gotten that back too. Say, we're in the middle of a very, touching reunion, wouldn't you say? I suppose so, yes. And when you say there's a certain way these things usually go, my first thought is, what? What? Are you really gonna make me say it? Like, oh, did she have her Sprite, like, she popped out her cheeks, honestly? I still remember just, like, coming through the last episode, honestly, just to get reminded of it, and there was only one shot of her, like, having her, like a side profile shot of her, when she's talking to him, what was it, Mel and Nellie's grandfather? And, like, she puffs out her cheeks for one Sprite, and then you never see it again. And, just that one Sprite just gives her so much life, honestly. I was, hoping you might perhaps kiss me? What the fuck you mean, what? What? Oh, seriously, what? Where did all that boldness from a second ago go? I don't know how to do romantic. I can only do, like, emotionally romantic. I can't do physical, I'm sorry. What happened to all that momentum you were building? Yeah, about that. I think that might be more appropriate later. Later? How much later? After we find an exit. We're, in a hurry. You're just making an excuse because you don't want to. I swear that's not it. Giselle, let's save that for when things aren't as crazy, please. I can't relax and enjoy it right now. What are you, 12? Oh, hush. Alright, fine. But you better keep your word, got it? Pinky promise. Pinky promise. Let's go then. Let's find our way out of the mansion. There, our frozen time should begin moving again. That's hopefully where our future waits. It will be. No, we'll make it so. Yes, we will. If we leave the mansion, it should release our souls as well. And in doing so, we should finally provide her deliverance. So we mustn't hesitate. To end all this, for both of us, we must start again. This is where we... What? Hi, Or is it just gonna be a whole thing? The house is like, no, we can't have you leave. Window shutter, obstacle course, haunted house shenanigans, vases flying everywhere, couches moving to block your way. We gotta run. Does that mean it's gonna be okay? Darkness again. We make more choices, honestly. Darkness. To blackness pure than anything I've experienced in this house. Not a trace of light anywhere to be found. Why did I ever think the house let us go that so easily? Why did I ever think our time in the darkness was over? Michelle! The darkness surges through the open door like a wave, flooding the observation tower. Like ivy growing wildly to cover every last inch of every surface. Consuming, defiling, eroding. Our fingers slip apart. Concentrated rancor rains down upon us. How hideous a world this is. No, Michelle! Please, please! Don't let go of my hand! They're being swept away by the darkness. Giselle! Michelle! I said I'd never let her go again. I said I would get her out of this place. I swore I would. But as hard as I try to reach and stretch, I can't reach your hand. Help, Michelle! I can't move. I can't move my body. I went out of my way to give you a beautiful tragedy. So I must stubbornly insist on this ugliness. The more you struggle, my dears, the thicker and more palpable your filthiness becomes. It's sickening. Wouldn't you agree? She's always spat her bile with a song-like cadence. Singing like a little girl, tripping like a morning bird. She celebrates misery. And she watches for the worst possible moment to let out a cackle. Morgana! Oh, hi. There you are. The long hairs. The spirit clinging right to her form, trying to keep her in check. That's honestly a sick art piece for it, though. I swear, you two are hopeless. I pity you. I give you my deepest condolences. Let go! Let me go! Don't take me away from him! Giselle! The darkness seeping into her grew thicker by the moment. And its black tendrils weren't just wrapped around her, but me as well. It's that whole scene just pull apart, like trying to peel off like super glue, honestly. Stylus Morgana, let her go. Wow, nothing more original. Like what is this? Like, you want a goddamn a tragedy where everything not repeats itself? Okay then. Who cares where it was down at this point? I need a voted puppet to protect this mansion for me. Protect? What do you mean fucking protect? What do you mean fucking protect? Like, you make it sound like she needs to arm the walls and arm the doors and windows and use a fucking spear and a crossbow and a cannon to keep enemies at bay. What the fuck you mean protect? What the fuck you mean protect? That's why I can't give up, not even at your request. Besides, why should I give back something you threw away? Something you abandoned again and again. What are you talking about? You still haven't figured out, my dear? We're just feigning ignorance for your own convenience. You always did like to withhold anything that might prove disadvantageous. Michelle! Giselle, give me your hand. Reach harder. Reach as hard as you can. Grab. Just get a little extendo hand from the future and use it here. Grab a pole. Grab my hand. I can't do it. It's like I'm tied up. I can't move at all. She's right there. She waited so many hundred of years for me. Finally managed to reclaim herself. She's right there. So why can't my hand go any farther? Why can't I reach her wrist, her hand, or even a strand of her flowing hair? Why can't I get her back again? Michelle! Oh boy. Her voice is growing fainter, more distant. The darkness shrouds her, taking her away from me. What is literally Morgana's tearing them apart, and the house is literally just fading around them too to whisk her away and teleport her somewhere else while leaving Michelle here in the purgatory for another 100 years to come, and more, and more, and more, and so on. It's literally the only reason why Michelle was brought here, literally just so that bad ending would happen. Only that bad ending. And then back again to Morgana playing coy, honestly. Saying like, oh, I can understand why you did that, my dear. Definitely not. Definitely not. Her arms, her fingers, the hands she led me with. Her smiling face. Her once glowing grin and her now more modest smile. The witch's darkness is stealing every last bit of her. Yeah, it's almost like now, like, shrouding over her entire form. Michelle! Help! It's literally just now just overshadowing her and nothing else. Stop! Please don't do this! Take me instead of her! Why does it have to be her? Why her? Morgana! Why? Because your work is done, my dear. By all accounts, as the one who resurrected me, you should have become my guide as well. Resurrected? Again, like the whole deal with the devil thing? Because again, like, what was it? What? Literally, he got so bored while waiting the house alone the entire time that he's like, here's a satanic book. Let me just revive a revengeful ghost, honestly. Oh shit, I have to live with this girl for the rest of my life. God damn it, I have to be alone now, actually. Like, that's the reason why he decided to stay, like, alone for all of it. And until Giselle showed up, honestly. There was a whole thing of, like, him pretending his death, honestly. Which I thought would be the whole deal with the devil thing, but, like, I guess that makes more sense. But, like, man, the lengths people do when they get bored, honestly, even causing harm to themselves. You should have become my guide as well, but you let a silly woman emotionally manipulate you, gave up on cursing others. And you threw away your life, deluded into thinking you were protecting her. Morgana! You've already given up the position once. Don't think you can just walk up and ask for it back. Set yourself free. I'll do anything you ask. If you need a puppet, I'll be your puppet. If you want more from me, it's yours for the taking. But I can't leave her to remain in this cursed house any longer. You certainly have let your obsession with this girl take its toll on you. Again, obsession. I much preferred the old, pessimistic, cynical Michelle. It wasn't until I met Giselle that I truly became human. She made me into who I'm supposed to be. I can't lose her again. Is that so? Well, you'll come to the harsh realization soon enough that everything you saw in her was just a facade. Well, you're trying to make it so. It was not. Alright then. If you want her back so badly, you can have her, and just shove her back with darkness over and shrouding her and all. But in exchange, I want you to entertain me. Will you endure maddening agony for me? Will you know pain enough to make you howl? Will you face despair again and again and again? If you need her that badly, you can bear anything, can't you? If that is what you want from me, if that will allow her to see the sun once more. Brilliant. The deed and contract has been sealed. Wait, Morgana! I didn't mean to sign it like that. Morgana! As you wish, foolish boy. I was looking for a way to keep busy anyway, so I'll use you to kill some time. Find your way to me, my dear. Find your way to me without going mad or succumbing to despair. And do hurry, or she might lose her mind again. Those memories you forced to relive, those 100 years she spent locked away in her shell, all that fear that ate away at her. It's a bit much to have to reflect on with a clear mind, wouldn't you say? That's why I need to be there for her. Why I had to get her out of here. That's my obligation to her. You're the one who let go of her hand, though. Oh, yeah, the gaslighting is back in full force. You can put a broken cup back. Of course, it's coming up. but the slightest tap in the wrong place will shatter it again. Morgana! This game definitely came out after that one, right? The witch's cackling fades into the distance. My own outstretched hand is completely enveloped in the shadows. I can't even make it the faintest outline of it. Going through so many different forms of the house, and the manor, and the rose manor, honestly. The rotting smell of the roses are now damp in the air. I can't tell if I'm sinking, floating, being pushed along some invisible stream, or falling with incredible speed. My eyes are open, but they detect nothing. The complete lack of sound is almost painful. Nothing. Anywhere. Anything, anywhere. Void. My consciousness begins to drift. Vague remnants of the feeling of her hand in mine are my only link to reality. My one and only landmark. Giselle. I must get her back. She waited, endured for hundreds, no, almost 1,000 years. And now it's my turn to act. I had to hold on to that resolve, hold it firm, so that I may never forget her again. So that I never lose myself again. Even if I'm consumed by that same darkness. You must never back down. You must never look away. You must never lose her. That's pretty fantastic, honestly. The house in Fata Morgana, the story behind the story. New Beginnings, this chapter is called. The Maid's Tale, you complete chapter 6. Oh my gosh, oh look at that, the blue leaf pattern is here. Oh my god, it's here. Wait, oh my gosh, are we gonna be reliving Michelle's actual, like, first door first? Like, going over his own tragedy and then others as well? Morgana's, like, gonna do the same thing she did to Giselle to try to break his spirit down again. Hey, master. Hello? Is anyone in there? Knocking along the noggin. Master? Master, wake up! Master, wake up! Shakes the whole bed in his shoulders. Oh, here. Oh my god. Okay, okay. No, this is gonna be hallucinations all over again. I don't trust this for a second. Oh, good. Welcome back. What's gone into you? I thought you'd fallen asleep with your eyes open. I'm not accustomed to people needing my attention. Or I suppose, talking face to face at all. Dart's eyes. Yacht doesn't speaking, honestly. Eye contact is so hard. This is my mansion? Giselle's right in front of me. Smiling like she always did. Smiling for me. You're not hurt, Giselle? You have been alone for 10 years, but now I'm living here with you. So what do we say to a little practice conversation? Practice conversation? What exactly do you think I am? A human monster? Yeah. No offense intended. I just thought it'd be nice if you had a more back and forth skills. Give me the quips. So in short, you're saying I'm a poor conversationalist, I need training. Hey, don't get so snippy. That's not what I meant. Kind of. I'm saying we don't talk enough and I want to talk to you more. Yeah, this feels like either like reliving like old memories or literally just like this is a facade, honestly. It's showing off like I guess all the flaws, honestly, of Giselle, honestly. And probably thinking of that, like if Morgana can't actually shit around and like see like show like hallucinations and all this stuff, I wonder if she can make like fake versions of people and then try to attack them that way. Or even worse yet, like literally using someone's own being and soul or spirit and their own memories against each other, showcasing off flaws, honestly, and things that wouldn't be that desirable. I guess find some chink in their armor, honestly, and break them down more and more and more and more. I'm saying we don't talk enough. I want to talk to you more. It's fun. No. This is an old memory from when Giselle first returned to the mansion, and we were just starting our new life together, when we were still feeling around in the dark. What exactly would you like to talk about then? I can't tell if, like, literally he's stuck in the, like, reliving the memory again from his own eyes, his own mouth, like, moving on its own, like, following along to the letter of what he said back then, or literally he just, like, absentmindedly following along with the script. Each other, of course. Wink. I have nothing to say. And look at that, you just said something, wow. Now, let's not be so rash. It can't be anything. Things you like, things you don't like. Start with something small, insignificant. Does that serve any purpose? It does, yes. The more you know about someone, the closer you feel to them, and the better friends you can become. Basic bonding and social etiquette, one-on-one. Is that how it works? Man, is that how friendship works? Now that's out of the way, let me ask you something. Well, ask me something. Ask me anything, and I'll gladly answer. Whether safety deposit box, where do you hid the gold? Her eyes are lit up like a child's. Is she really so eager to converse with me? I don't believe it. What's the matter? I'm ready for anything. Very well, I'll ask whatever comes to mind. Go for it! Oh boy. You haven't told me your age, or told me your preferences, your family, do you like being... I feel like the question we have to ask here, honestly, are definitely, we have to, like, ask questions that sort of break the facade down, or the happiness sense. Oh boy, what was it? You haven't told me your age, your family, your preferences, do you like being here? What is the one thing that'll probably, like, maybe break, like, I guess the facade of this whole shebang right here? I guess the first thing that comes to mind, honestly, is choose family, because, like, that was something that she was worried about. That or being here. One of those two. I'm gonna go family, though, first. You want to know about my family? We were pretty normal, I think. It's either, like, with the questions we ask here, like, go to that, or literally just the small segment where we just learn a bit more about Giselle, honestly, before everything went wrong, I guess, in a sense. We're pretty normal, I think. Not much interesting about us. We had been able to get citizenship in the capital, but we weren't super rich or anything. In fact, it was because we were having so much money troubles that I ended up here. It's not easy for 3 women to make it on their own. You didn't have a father or any brothers? No, we lost my father to a plague when I was young. Since then, it's been me, my mother, and my older sister. But they're both bright, lively people. Our family motto is, a smile can make anything better. Maybe that explains why you can still smile now, even after nearly succumbing to despair. I've always kind of wanted some brothers, though. Men are more suited to physical labor, yes. No, not quite what I was going for. I want to mess with my little brother. I want to have someone smaller than me so I can tease and toy with. I feel like, I don't know, the kind of things you would ask a brother and a sister for help with are different. That's because societal expectations. I'm not sure how to explain it, but a guy with broad shoulders and muscular arms is someone you can look up to, for instance. Okay, interesting way to describe it. Someone who looks like they'd always keep you safe. She's never been betrayed by family, it would seem. She can't even imagine family hurting her. She has no idea. Those closest to you, who's are supposed to care about you more than anything, can be your greatest enemies. That blood is a bond heavier than any chain. Master? I believe your brothers are still on your side. It's been so long, I don't know if they really are. I don't know what they think about me anymore. I'm sure they're still your allies. You want to believe it too, don't you? Oh, you want to believe it too, don't you? You want to believe they're not enemies. I mean, yeah, of course. Then let's believe in them together, then. Honestly, even, like, it just mostly just sounds like it was the mom's fault, honestly. Not their fault, so yeah. I mean, because again, literally, Like, if they really wanted you dead out of all this time, why go to all the goddamn fucking trouble to hide you out here? And then literally after you make a letter saying like, oh, like they leave a letter saying, oh, our dad's dead, you can come back again. And then literally just soon after you decide to write a letter to your mom, almost like telling her, oh, we're bringing him, like, I'm coming back right now, and also with this girl, you, like, decided to send here's punishment to your tone, yeah. And then, yeah, there's no other way to look at it. The mom, honestly, was the reason why. Literally. Literally. I think he's just he's falling back into the tragedy of his own life, then, if he thinks about this stuff, then, Let's believe them together, then. Anything you want to believe, you should. There's a better way to look at the world than the other way around. Benefit of the doubt. You have to be positive, or one day, you'll crack. Always remember to have faith so that doesn't happen. I don't understand. She's honest about her emotions in a way that I simply cannot be. She's the exact opposite of me in that regard. And yet, she can still read me. I don't get it. How can she understand me like that? It's like she can understand my mind. Like I said, I'm psychic! If only I could just tell her everything. Make it on another page in her mindless chatter. Get everything weighing down on me off my chest. Isn't the matter? You're cruel. What? I said you're cruel. I'm sorry, ignore me. Well, in preparation for the day you can finally go back home, you're gonna have to stop being such a picky eater. But the fucking turnips, they're terrible. Where did that come from? Think about how terrible it would be if, when the day finally came, you went back sickly and weak and emaciated. You wouldn't be able to enjoy yourself. Eat your turnips. You're still alright, Master. You're doing okay. So let's try to keep you healthy. Back to these questions again. Okay, I'm assuming, honest, we can ask all these questions, but just in case, like, we only have a limited thing, I'm just gonna ask them, the ones that probably lead to, maybe some, I guess maybe small cracks, hopefully, maybe? Of course I love it here. Being with you, being able to talk to you like this. See, that I understand. How can anyone enjoy my company? No! What? Why not? I find it difficult to believe there exists any reason speaking with me would be anything but unpleasant. You're so negative. Oh, hush. So that, for example, instead of me, there was someone not so pessimistic here. You would rather be talking to them, wouldn't you? I really do enjoy this, truly. I will admit, my time down the village was, for the most part, delightful. But, oh, how should I put this? I started realizing, yeah, I'm kind of forcing myself to fit that image. I'm trying to convince myself that it's okay. But somehow when I'm here, there is none of that. I wonder why that is. I certainly wouldn't know. I suppose you wouldn't. Not yet. Oh, I know. Maybe I think of you as a kid now. What? Come again? I love talking to kids, and you're a child adult. What? Hey, now don't give me that look. What I'm trying to say is, you're very sincere, Master. You're not gonna smile and stab me in the back when I turn the other way. I can relax around you, which is nice. You could feel it all oozing from the village, honestly, before it all happened. I see. Oh, you just blushed, didn't you? I see the red spots on your cheeks right there. Are you certain it's not sunburn coming from the windows? You're blushing. Aw, you adorable little thing. It's alright, you're allowed to fall for me. Is there any window in particular you'd like to be thrown out of? No fun at all. Yeah, all the same. Age and preferences, I guess. My age? Take a guess. 164. I thought she said she would tell me anything. I'm going to assume 20 or 25. Let's go 20? Wow, you're exactly right. Yeah, look at that. I'm terrible when it comes to guessing people's ages, though, so wow. I'm gonna call it luck. You're surprisingly astute, Master. And what's surprising about that? I'd expect you to get your on your first try. You don't look at people too often. You haven't seen anyone in ages. How can you guess this so well? You must have cheated. You read my diary, didn't you? You have a diary? No, I don't. I've been secretly watching me. What do you mean, what? How do you guess someone's age by watching you do whatever, what? Oh, Master, you playfully slap, playfully punch shoulder, you rapscallion, you sitcom laugh track. You're making me blush. But why the silent death stare? I'm struck with an overwhelming urge to hurl you out a window again. You're no fun. Okay, it's your turn now. How old are you, Master? 6. As I recall, I should be 27 this year. Oh wow, you're much older than I expected. What did you expect? You are very mellow, like I would expect of an older man. But every once in a while, give the impression of a teenage boy. For what it's worth, I mean that in a good way. For what it's worth. Oh yeah, okay, and then finally, I guess we'd ask all the questions anyway, but still, I had to be prepared, had to be cautious. You'll understand. Tell me your preferences. Wow, how very forward of you. What's your type? Huh? My taste in men is the last thing I expected you to ask about, Master. Wait, I don't recall specifying people. Now, don't for the details. I'll tell you since you so really want to know. What? It's only natural to be curious, let's make it about that. And that's the last thing I want to talk about. Alright then, tell me about your first crush, Master. And I have to start? I never had one. Liar! What? No, I'm not buying it, unless you're saying you're asexual. You were living at home until 10 years ago, weren't you? Sure there was someone who caught your eye. There was not. Without missing a beat. Denial is a river in Egypt. Okay, fine, I'll go. My first crush was the son of a blacksmith. You missed the part where you asked, what kind of guy was he? Oh, this is such a pain. Since you asked, he was a huge, muscular fellow. Oh, so you admire strength then, huh? What next? You're gonna say that you admire honesty too? Oh, God! I will laugh my ass off if she says that. I swear to God, I will laugh and no one will understand until later. No one will understand until later. He was so tall, he would always hit his head in the doorway whenever he came to our shop to trade. Oh. Riveting. Nice beefy guys are really great, huh? Second that. They make your heart get all fluttery and tight. Are you trying to imply I don't have a chance? Go hit the gym then. Though I think that was more admiration than love. You know, the way a group of girls would get together and fawn over a popular, good-looking guy. It was like that. So you're saying the buff bastard was popular? So you're saying it was just y'all girls lusting, or just like, oh, he looks handsome? Is it just that? Very much so. I wonder what love feels like. I never got the chance to find out before ending up like this. Like, wouldn't this be like a crush of like liking someone, like hanging around with another person, then it slowly just deepens over time? That's technically what love is, right? Right? Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to get all dark on you. Say whatever's on your mind. I don't deserve your consideration. It was my family that put you through all that, after all. Perhaps it is my reticence that causes her to watch her step around me. Damn. You come up with something to say. When I was 14... Oh? You asked about my first crush. I knew you had one! Just like lands right in the sofa next to him. Just head in her hands. Tell me all about them. So tell me, what was she like? She was the daughter of a noble family. Her name was Amy? and she was a year older than me. Ah, love between nobility. A world I can only even imagine. I read all those books in the library, the romance books in there. It never went anywhere. What? You didn't try to woo her? You didn't even shower in presents? Were you by chance a late bloomer, master? She was my brother's fiance. Oh, well that explains everything then, if this is true. Oh, I see. So it was a love that can never be realized. That's sad. Not really. Besides, I don't feel anything for her anymore. And what I felt then was just impulses. I guess it makes us both inexperienced. I suppose it does. The silence is awkward. Okay, I think that's enough of that. So it is. And thus the great conversation came to an end. Have you learned and practiced well enough, Michelle? See what I was saying, Master? Isn't a good conversation nice and lovely? Speaking your minds and everything, being honest, right? But just a short conversation, I know you better than I did before, and you me. That's fine and well, but what do I do with that knowledge? I don't know, you just carry it with you. What? You don't do anything with it. It's fun learning things you didn't know before. That's all there is to it. And what happens when there's nothing left to learn? Oh my god, that's actually a thought I had actually before. That's a day I don't think will ever come. People are always changing, growing, so there's no upper limit to what you can know about them. There's always something new to discover. Even yourselves. Maybe we'll be here for many more years, or maybe you'll be able to go home sooner than you expect. But either way, I hope we can keep getting to know each other until then. And of course, if you're open to it, doesn't have to end there. We can continue getting to know each other for years to come. Hey now, what are you looking away for? What do you think? Because you keep throwing me off balance. A few months ago, I was doing everything in my power to avoid her. Yet now that smile of hers seems so oddly enchanting. I understand. I will do my best so that we can make this work. I'm glad to hear it. Giselle. I was too awkward back then. Even compliment you on your smile. To my feelings into words. I was too cynical to accept what you said at face value. Which I know caused you plenty of grief. It was definitely subtle. I'm not much better now than I was then. I'm pretty sure, honestly, like, there's a lot of people who like him, like, asked him something like that, but people don't really understand it or get it like that. Or literally, they just glossed over it completely. What is that whole thing? They're dense. Which, honestly, what was that? I remember just going through another game that had a sort of romance, and, like, even though, like, in hindsight, reading through it again, like, they was subtle, and it was clear, like, what was it? One character, like, the main character, honestly, it was, like, the entire time I was wondering, but do they really, though? But I will tell you this. When I next see you, I want more than anything to let you know how much I adore your smile, how much I don't want to lose you, or it, ever again. You must never reclaim your old selves. Yeah, no, fuck that. Become my loyal servants, always at my side. And curse them with me, my dears. Oh, look at that, there's another parallel between their loves again. They've been forced to be servants against this witch. Eternal suffering in all their souls. The fire embers are going out. My consciousness, wavering like a ship at sea, is slowly drawn back to the surface. Did Michelle just relive that old memory, like, on his own accord? Or did Morgana show it? I'm trying to think of all the different ways that Morgana would try to break them both down. My consciousness, wavering like a ship at sea, is slowly drawn back to the surface. I mean, it'll be just a submarine. Your metaphors aren't working too well. With each new breath, feeling gradually returns to my fingers. I can hear the pattering of rain from somewhere, and the sound of a crackling fire. Creak, creak, creak. Splurt, splurt, splurt. I'm not gonna do the sound effects again of the hissing sound from the rain again. That was a bit too annoying, like, going back and listen to that again. It takes a moment for me to realize I'm in the very same spot where I first awoke. I don't know how I got here. I'm sitting in a rocking chair, hunched forward. My head feels like someone filled with rocks, and I'm having difficulty focusing. My joints are creaking. I feel like I'm going to vomit. A suffocating odor hangs over the room. What is this? Giselle. Giselle! Everything comes back to me all at once. That's right. I watched Morgana kidnap her. I watched the witch drag her into the darkness, unable to reach her hand. Where are you, Morgana? I know you're there, cackling as you look down on me. Say something, you witch! I will find you, and I will take her back. What on earth? Is something going on with your body and your brain? There's a pool of liquid at my feet, rising just short of my ankles. Oh shit! Oh god! The whole house is flooding up with blood. Oh god, we're gonna drown in it. The eternal life-giving liquid. It's sticky and uncomfortably warm. Every step I take makes splat noises. This is blood. No, it's not blood, it's cranberry juice. The mansion has taken a very different face from when Giselle was leading me through its halls. Probably everything is like, amalgamated or decayed even much more than it usually is. Man, all those years that Giselle honestly took care of this mansion, and Morgana decided to break it just because of like a little spat? Ugh, you're ruining your own home. I mean, don't you know you gotta take care of your one's home like one yourself? That explains a lot of her, anyway. Blood of unknown origin not only covers the floor, but also streams down the walls and drips in the ceiling. I'm speechless as I behold the dreadful scene. Every breath I take tastes and smells of rust. Ugh. It's also unreal, beyond my comprehension. All I can do is stare, aghast, feeling like I might pass out. Giselle, are you seeing this? The same twisted nightmare as me? Parallel timeline and dimension stuff right now. I'm not, my very first thought is literally they're both stuck in this two different versions of the mansion now, like overlayered over top each other, like out of reach but still so close by. An image of her floating alone in a vast sea of blood flashes through my mind. That vision kicks me into emotion. I promise, I will come for you. So please, just hang in there for a little longer. I begin walking, or more accurately, dragging my heavy feet forward, sloshing through the liquid blood of my ankles. The constant splashing of blood against my ankles. I guess the fucking words already too, god damn it. That grates my already taut nerves. Morgana told me to find my way to her. I could think of only one place she would be. She and Giselle must be there. The stained glass window is splattered with blood too. It creates trails like streams of tears running down the archangel's face. I give the window a brief glance before making my way to the door leading to the observation tower. All the way back up here, However... Gosh dang, it's locked. Pick it. I want to open. Battering ram, sledgehammer time, go! As I keep mentioning. There shouldn't be a lock. Oh god, there's gonna be a fucking key puzzle. So why... Lustrous black chains seal the metal door. Oh, from the background that we keep saying, honestly. I was gonna comment on that. Like, honestly, I do like that background a lot. Unless I did, and I keep forgetting about it. Man. It feels like I'm accidentally, coincidentally following along with what's happening in the story, honestly, sometimes. It kind of feels like that way sometimes. I can recall no such obstruction present during either my life or my time hereafter. Man, if only you turned around when you died from those soldiers, then definitely you would have seen the chains wrapped around the door, keeping Giselle locked inside. What on earth is going on in this house? The house in Fata Morgana! Oh, shut up. No, it's not important right now. What matters is making it through this door. Ugh. Damn it! Get bolt cutters. I pull and I push, but the chains won't give an inch. They feel sturdy enough that I probably couldn't cut through them either. There has to be some way. I consider giving up here and scouring the rest of the house. But I'm convinced the tower is my best chance. Get a rope, grab a grappling hook, go outside, go through the window, climb up. Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair. The fact that it's sealed now when it hadn't been before feels more like a challenge than a deterrent. Just, I don't know, just phase through the wall. Like, this is not real purgatory, right? Just channel your inner being, honestly. Then find enlightenment, and then literally just break all your particles down and just phase through the wall, teleport. Even though this is not sci-fi. Change genres, please. Just your mere presence alone will help you change the genre of the story you're in, from tragedy to love to romance instead. I trace a length of chain with my hand. At the end of it, I find a peculiar looking lock into which the ends of several chains have been fed. There are 3 keyholes. God damn it, the rule of 3s now, again! We have to go on a side quest now, fetch quest, Morgana fashioned a custom lock just for this? And again, the psych locks from Ace Attorney. I need to find 3 keys from the door then. Well, they're not combination locks, they're keyholes, but still. I like calling them psych locks as psyche locks, honestly. That sounds better to me. I take a lot of creative liberties when I pronounce things without realizing, wow, even when you was a kid, wow. But I have no idea where to begin my search. I'm getting myself all distracted now. I lived here for more than 10 years, yet it feels like I stepped onto strange land. No, it's not the same house. It's just a facade. Searching blindly is only gonna waste time. The longer I take, the more danger she's in. I met someone before who had a key. It was before I'd reclaimed myself. When I was exploring the mansion alone. Think, Michelle. Who was it? Who was it? The painting. The painting, yes. Okay, yeah, since the painting, like, we're going back to that one guy again in the mirror, we probably definitely had to, like, go and, every time reach into to find the truth instead as well to do that. It also feels like a whole thing that, what was it? Like, if it wasn't, there was a different ending where literally we face wholeheartedly believed, the fake door with the death touch that, Michelle, quote-unquote, had there, then, that'd probably just be a different ending. So, like, Morgana is, like, having layers of different things to, like, give tragedy in a sense, honestly. Like, the whole, obviously, the whole thing with him, Giselle being waiting for centuries, honestly, is literally just to break her mind down, then have her forget why she joined you in the first place, then gaslight and brainwash her think she was the witch, and that she maybe deserves all this horrible stuff happen to her, and seeing all these bad things happen to people, and then having Michelle disappear out of nowhere right after she literally forgot everything about him, and then having how his personality goes to literally remember everything, and then the tragedy of him, what was it, like, of maybe her hatred actually going to crush his spirit and honestly cast him away, all that. Especially since he already has that sort of, like, feeling of being, I guess, isolationist or indecisive or hesitate, honestly, before. So that would make a perfect tragedy in the making, honestly, spanning centuries and hundreds of years past time. It all feels very calculated. And you can probably already notice, like, I'm definitely sound more proactive and happy right now, honestly. That I'm actually kind of enjoying where the story is going, because, as I mentioned before, like, I guess, like, it's just because, like, there's, like, a lot of secret stuff that was held off screen, and we're focusing more on those characters and all that. But it's definitely, like, it's definitely more interesting now than just, repeating and repetitions, honestly. I just Mel just slides up to white-haired girl, other Michelle with another LE, honestly, just going, trying to woo her repeatedly over time. The same thing with the other two doors, honestly. Repetitions, honestly. But not in an interesting way. But this is showing, like, a different, interesting way of showcasing off, honestly. Maybe because we know have a bigger framework and know more context, like, now know how to think about everything and now to actually gleam and parse through everything and how to think about everything instead of just going through the first one's blind. That's probably why I like a lot of stories like that do like a sort of fish out of water trope, where a character goes into something blind and then slowly learns about it, where they're asking questions in a world which they don't quite understand, or they're literally just told it straight out. Like are definitely, yeah, they're definitely crowd pleasing. Because you can understand and like, know how to actually think about things as they go on. That's definitely something I think I made some slight complaints about in the first couple doors, honestly. I was definitely trying to grapple with what was going on. And just something, the one answer truly out of reach. Because literally the role of Morgana, honestly, was just literally there at the turning point, I guess, of the... I'm assuming we're in the second or third act, honestly, right? It feels like it, but if there's several more doors, and does that mean we're just in Act 2? Which, oh my god, how much longer is this game, honestly? Jeez. It's good so far, so I won't be sad if it keeps going. I'd probably be a bit more happier if it keeps going on this same pacing, honestly, but yeah. Huh. I'm just wondering how it even go from here. Like everything else in the house, the painting is covered in blood that depicts a serene rural landscape only makes the contrast that much grimmer. I remember talking to this painting, assuming it wasn't hallucinating. They gave me a key, they were so nice. I have a question for you. Are you awake? Please wake up. Hi. I completely forgot the voice it gave you. Ah. Hi. Are you even really the man in the painting anymore? Was that Morgana, like, allowing you to speak just so, the whole thing, the tragedy can take place, and now Morgana's, like, here, like, this is actually a reconstruction of someone just to go along with her whims, honestly? Can you hear my voice? Please, say something. You reside here in the house, like the witch, don't you? You've been here with her all this time, haven't you? They must know how to get into the observation tower. But the 3 keys I need to open the lock. I need to get into the tower. Please, tell me where I can find the keys. Say something, damn it! Answer my question! Is someone there? Oh, they're now going classic, typical, ghost in the house thing. Is someone there? Speak now, or whatever. I don't know. Hold your fucking peace. I don't know. What's the matter? I feel kind of strange. Did the witch do something to me? Please get a hold of yourself. Everything's all red. I can't stand it. I don't remember using that color. I hated that color. Ugh, I only use oranges in my paintings for the sunsets. I reached my hand out to try to wipe as much of the blood off the canvas as possible, but I can't even smear it with my sleeve, let alone get it off. Oh yay, it's dry blood dripping down onto it. You're wasting your time. But it's the thought that counts. Anyway, wait. You had a question for me? Go on, I'm listening. I guess the painting is on the witch's side then. The door to the observation tower has been locked. I need to gather 3 keys, I think. Even at this point, like, it feels like, even if it is a construct and we don't quite know it just yet, it feels like we probably have to fall into this trap because we need to try anything we can get our hands anyway. We need any help we can get. That's my assumption, since the lock has 3 keyholes. Wait, are you telling me it's literally just one padlock that just has 3 keyholes then? Okay then, that's a bit weird. Do you know any of any such keys? The key to your heart, of course. Oh, shut up. And if so, can you tell me where they might be? I swear to God, I'd just be laughing my ass off if like the keys or like were somewhere around the house. They don't look like keys, but like pun keys. Like, hey, here's the piano key. Here's key lime pie, and then again, key to my heart. Keys? Keys? Yes, keys. The keys that have teeth on them. Keys. Please stay with me. You're the only one I can ask for help here. Keys. Yes, keys. Yes. Like a broken record. I'm guessing this is probably in some way considered past. Oh, Morgana's past? Or past? You know, the events the witch is always cursing about. You need to learn more about that, I guess. What happened between her and the three men? 3 men? What happened between them? The keys are probably with the 3 of them. The 3 shadows. Again, getting reminded of Paranorman. It feels like it's going to another way of like redeeming the witch in a sense. Or more, I guess more actually, not even redeeming, but giving her sympathy. You have seen them. 3 men. Shadows. Find them. And you'll probably find the keys too. Is it literally like like the 3 men are somehow related to the actual 3 people? Of like Jacopo and Mel and what was it, Yukimaza in some way? Again? As I theorized all that time ago? But watch yourself. They aren't likely to trust you easily. The depth of their sins grows greater than farther you go. Visit them in order. In order? How was it guess the order they came if we just learned their existence? In order. The first one probably won't be a problem. Also, like, would Act 2 just be the entire thing of, like, learning about, Giselle's, I guess, past, honestly, and, going through the old first 3 doors again? And the third act is this, resolution, conflict, just trying to solve it and break it all down. So, tell me something. You... Michelle, aren't you? Yes, Michelle, but capital M-U. What? I have always wanted to apologize for you for so long. Oh. Wow. Oh shit. Wait. What do you mean? Do you know me? Do you? What do you mean you want to apologize for? What do you want to apologize for? Tell me, please. Could you be... But why? How? Is it one of their brothers? When everything else is finished, I'm gonna need to visit this painting again. But now I have other things to do. He has 2 brothers, but like, why would only just be one brother stuck in here, not the other? Unless one of them really was, I guess. Sort of betrayed him, but everything seems to point to the mom doing it. So, like, in what way, if there ever was betrayal, honestly, or he feels like he needs to apologize for, if it is the brother, what reason would he need to apologize like that? Another thought for another day. But now I have other things to do. The painting gave me a hint about where I could find the keys. I don't know anything about this past Morgana has, the 3 men. Never asked her about herself after all. Could use a voice in my head. Why would I ever listen to her? It's my inner demons talking to me. Why would I ever listen to them? So maybe I'm gonna end up having to do more than simply take a Giselle back. Has our involvement with the witch caused us to be swept up into a twisted maelstrom of fate. Regardless, I need to get to work. The painting said to visit them in order. I assume he was referring to the order I entered the 3 doors? Okay, the 3 different choices here then. Okay then. So there's the den, the cellar, or the rose garden. Okay, like honestly, like just for full circle sake, honestly, for all complete sake, honestly, in sake, I kind of want to go in order of the doors actually, just because I like how it lines up like that. Okay, it's narratively and pleasantly satisfying and cathartic. Okay, so well, I hope it goes into the way I think it is. Mel, my dearest brother, not really, but yeah. I make my way to the rose garden. The corridor leading there is a mess, and the wooden door is rotting away. I can smell the flowers on their side. Everything is different from when I was alive. From when Giselle planted and raised that single rose. The rose garden. A scene from the past spreads up before me. The field of once proudly flourishing roses now withered and gray. Knowing how beautiful it had once been only makes that much more dispiriting. A bitter breeze brushes past me. Solitude hangs over the garden like a thick fog, eating away at me. This isn't what I wanted. Someone get me out of here. Oh God. Tell me that I'm not the bad one here. A young man's shadow stands up to the side, muttering listlessly to himself. Oh, so it's not Morgana, but we took on Giselle's form. I recognize his voice. Do you have the key? The boy and I have never met, but I feel like I know him quite well, like we've been acquainted for many years. I know how polite and mild-mannered he is. I know how kind, how vulnerable, how human his heart is. Well, of any of them, I would say in order for the people who probably be more trustworthy to you, probably it'd be Mel, then maybe Jacopo, and probably lastly, probably more difficultly, Yukimaza. So have fun with the next door. Have fun. However, very little of that boy seems to remain. Probably only his regrets and suffering honestly linger. This is what I wanted. Oh God. Please answer me. Someone get me out of here. Just repeating himself. Tell me that I'm not the bad one here. Answer me, Melrose. I know that's you. Huh? As soon as I say the shadow's name, he turns to face me. I still can't make out much detail, but he seems slightly less tenuous now. Who are you? How do you know my name? My name is Michelle. I once lived here, this mansion. Michelle. I know that name. I know it very well. Something's not right. You look different from the Michelle I remember, and you have an L and E as well. I'll keep bringing it up. I'm not the Michelle, you know. Our names simply sound the same. Oh, that makes sense. She would never come see me now. I have a question for you. Do you have the key to the observation tower? I do. Would you please give it to me? I need to get into the tower. And what do you need there? There's someone I need to find. That's all? It may not sound like much to you, but it means a great deal to me. So now we have to sort of plead through their tragedies, and oh, yay. You're not one of her prisoners, then? No. I came here my own free will. To find this person? Exactly. Then maybe you can help me. Help you how? Set me free. Convince or release me from this place. How to do that, how to do that. I don't even really know why she's focusing on these people in general, so, I'm begging you. The anguish emanating from the boy's shadow is so thick it causes me to recoil. There's a thread of dark desperation in his voice. Has he been imprisoned here for hundreds of years like Giselle? Promise me you'll get me out of here. Am I even equipped to judge whether that would be a good decision or not? All I know of him is in his time in the mansion during the era of roses. I know nothing else of his life. I don't even know if I would be capable of keeping such a promise. Do you have the strength to save anyone other than her? Do you absolutely need the key? You won't agree to help me without it, will you? What? I dropped it. Over there. Huh? The boy's pointing to a thick bramble of roses. Like you're keeping it for having it there for safekeeping, or you just couldn't even hold anymore. Despite the flowers themselves being wilted, the thorns are still sharp. Just plunge your hand straight into there. Silent Hill, stretch and like stick your hand right into the dirty, poopy water. Like that. It was an accident, I swear. But I didn't want to scratch on my arm, so I left it there. It's not my fault there are so many thorns. I really want to hit this boy. What? Why couldn't you just said so? Because I thought if I didn't have the key that you wouldn't help me. There's only so much I can do, regardless of whether you have the key. I cannot promise you anything, I'm sorry. Nor can I be the judge of you. I see. I do not have enough information to make such a decision. Cheap promises and superficial kindness only sure destroy the both of us. Now, if excuse me, I'm going to retrieve the key. What? You'll never get out of those thorns. Watch me. Blood. I don't care if it's at the bottom of the ocean. I will have that key. You're wasting your time. This is what Morgana was saying about living through agony, honestly. Probably like these little tests, honestly. You're wasting your time. I approached the bramble, reaching out for it with my right hand. From behind me, I could sense the boy watching. First, I attempt to spread the tangled, thorn-ridden stems so I can put my arm in without injuring myself. But they seem to be made of iron, rather than plant. My efforts prove mostly fruitless. Yeah, jam your hand right in there, dude. The only opening is barely large enough to fit an arm in. Resembles the toothy mouth of a beast. Looking around the garden, I can't find anything that looks remotely useful. I guess my only option is reaching in. You can't stamp down on the stems, I guess, either, so... That's not gonna stop me. I lean down, inserting my right arm into the thorny cavern. Immediately, they begin ripping my sleeve and gashing my flesh. Blood spills down my arm. I'm long since dead, no longer human. The pain is still agonizing, still very much real. Giselle, she doesn't bleed, she doesn't feel pain. That was all there, just, well, either whether it was just Morgana, like, giving her that just so he drives her further into madness, or literally be metaphorically imprisoned if I don't feel anything for anyone, or even for myself. Metaphors. Am I not the same as her, then? No, that doesn't matter right now. Focus on getting the damned key! Ugh! Ugh! Streams of red crimson spread through the steel-like tangle, gnawing at my arm like a ravenous animal. Oh, where the hell is the key? The key is just moving inside around there, just wants you to, like, torture yourself while looking for it. The thorny stems are twisted and layered so thick I can't see inside at all now. As I dig around blindly, I start losing feeling in my arm. It's an endless deluge of pain. Hey, cut it out. You're gonna lose your arm. I will not stop until I have that key! Don't ask me for help. I wasn't even considering it. I collect what remains of my gradually fading sensation and focus into my fingers. Praying, even one of them will brush against the key. Damn it! As much as I search, as much as I dig, I find nothing so much as resembling a key. Which means it must be deeper than I can reach my arm. Even so, I cannot give up. Hey, please be quiet, not right now. I need to focus. I'm sorry, I do have the key, actually. Fuck you, dude! You what? I'm so sorry. Didn't look like you were willing to help even if I gave it to you, so... Well, she told me to give it to anyone for any reason. You're gonna listen to the person who put you here would say? Oh my god, fuck you. Not your weak will and all, but still. Hold still so I can beat you! I didn't mean any ill will. Kind of, in a sense, yes you did. You most certainly did. I'll give you the key, so please have mercy. Trembling in fear, the boy's shadow sticks out a hand, holding a key. Oh shit, so like literally if we want to like the key for each segment, we literally had to have face paint on us in some way. While I don't know what the pain for Jacopo's would be, I could definitely make a strong guess, I guess, of what would go down for Yukimaza in a sense. Gotta be tortured and dismembered, I guess, in a sense. The arm I used to dig around the thorns is so bloody and gashed I could barely look at it, but it does still function. And so I took the key from him with my right hand. Key get. Why couldn't you use your other hand? Why? Oh, sorry that I'm like you didn't want to help and give the key out. Having my blood on your hands, actually, it's kind of your fault. So guess what? Now it's on you. If we're gonna do symbolism, we're gonna do it right. I say, symbolism right. That's gross. Shut up, you. That's the idea. Kind of a jerk, you know. Punch him. That's a laugh coming from you. Do you have an idea how much that hurt? I know. I'm sorry, really. But hey, you're alive, so no big deal, right? It's not like the agonizing pain is there, right? Wait, can you actually say either of us are alive? Are we also reconstructions? Are we not real? Are we just simulations in a big old giant computer? Wait, what's a computer? They don't know those yet. How could they ever comprehend that? I don't even know anymore. I do appreciate you giving me the key, though. This thing has seemed to be rather important to you, too. I wonder why it's important, though. Hey, is this person you want to get back really worth going through all this for? She is. She's the one person that ever loved me, and she's waiting for me. I see. You know, I had someone that meant a lot to me too. Had your same exact name as well. Oh no, they're actually going instead of saying of like actually Michelle, they're gonna say like Nelly, honestly, and like the other person they let down. Would even Yukimaza actually be able to figure that out? Would Morgana actually give his memory back, honestly, just so he can relive, I guess, even the slight pain and grief of like he killed his own girlfriend, even when he was out of his mind and like didn't remember things properly? Just going on, I'm pure sadistic instinct. My sister. Which one? I'm so happy for that line, actually. It's hilarious. Which? One with flaxen hair like me. If I happen to see her, do something nice for her, please. That, I would say, is your responsibility. Yeah, you're right. But I'll keep it in mind. Thank you. The tale I witnessed, the boy put his sister away. For understandable reason, admittedly. But now he seems to bear no grudge for her. Did something else happen between them? If it did, I don't have much time to ask about it. Well, she did die from a disease before then, so maybe she grew sick as well, and they actually talked and actually did work something out, but like it still was a giant tragedy in a sense. Because even if they did work something out, it was still far too late. You know, that I did have time, I don't have time to ask about anyway. I'll be on my way. Alright. Take care. There are 2 more keys. Watch out, though. They're not the most friendly people. They'll probably be even more enraged locked up like this. I appreciate the warning. If only someone like you had shown up sooner and taken the keys from us. Goodbye. Someone else did the same? Okay. Oh, I know there's a sequel to this game, which I'm debating like how soon I should go into it, or if I should at all. But I'm guessing if like there's more, like the sequel honestly is really just Morgana again as well, but locking different people up in a sense. The That, or I guess a different spirit, or a different person, honestly, like, takes over, in a sense. Huh. They're bidding me farewell. The boy's phantom dissipates into the shadows of the rose garden. I wonder if he's gone back to mindlessly muttering his regrets. I should get going. And then, we just need to get the next 2 keys. It's gonna be hard to get from Yukimaza. Probably a bit more harder to get from Jacopo because of mafia ties and all that, but a bit more. He'd probably be more reasonable. But gotta go through this in order and gotta do it right then. So let's keep on moving.